Today on Sack & Co, find out what's trending in wedding cakes for this season. Plus, we are chatting with Miss Idaho about her experience competing in Miss America and placing in the top 10. It's Nina Forest. And also, we are catching up with Rotten Tomatoes for some Oscar predictions. Who's going home with the coveted gold trophy? Let's get things started. It's time for Sack & Co.
The following interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.
Hello and welcome to Sack & Co. I'm your host, Mellisa Paul. We begin this morning with an ABC 10 news update. We have Kirsten Holmes here in the studio. And Kirsten, this morning, Sacramento is hearing what direction Mayor Darrell Steinberg wants the city to move.
Yeah, they're having that state of the city. It's happening right now at the Pinole Meadowview Community Center in Sacramento. Now, this is the first time in recent history that the state of the city has been delivered outside of downtown. That's Mayor Steinberg right there. Now, we spoke with him yesterday. He'll tell us that, well, he told us that they'll be focusing on policing in the aftermath of Stephon Clark, economic equity, and youth support. This is a live look right now what's going on at the Meadowview Community Center. We're still waiting for Mayor Steinberg to come to the podium. In the next half hour, we will give you a listen from him. All right, so if you are interested, we are streaming the full state of the city right now on our website, abc10.com.
Okay, and also this morning, 16 states, including California, are challenging President Trump.
Oh, yeah. As promised, California Attorney General Xavier Becerra filed a lawsuit against the president's emergency declaration. You know, a lot of people are talking about that. The president made the declaration so that he could get that money to build that wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. Now, Becerra says there is no emergency at the border, and President Trump is violating the Constitution. All of the states that are joining in this lawsuit, guess what? They're led by Democratic governors. We verify if something like this has ever been done before. To find the facts for yourself about it, head on over to our website, abc10.com.
Okay, and switching gears a little bit here, you know, I know a lot of us have fur babies, and most of us are dog lovers, and we can't even imagine what it'd be like to be separated from them. It'd be heartbreaking.
Yeah, you're going to want to hear this story if you love dogs or animals, or if you just have a pet snake. I don't know. It's an amazing story of survival. More than 100 days after the campfire started, a dog named Kingston was found and reunited with his family.
Hi, baby.
When I found out, it just about brought me to tears. I'm just so proud of him. I can't believe it. He's a true survivor.
A true survivor indeed. Look at that face. His family and rescuers think he actually hunted down skunks and then lived off of them until he was found. They said he kind of had a skunky smell, so that's where they got that from. Gabriel Vallejo says that when they were evacuating, Kingston actually jumped off the back of their truck and ran away. It was too chaotic and dangerous for them to go after him, so they were just hoping and praying that he would survive. The group who helped find him, Friends of Campfire Cats, they've rescued nearly 200 pets, and Kingston is just one of those.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, reuniting those
Good
furry
news.
family members, you know, with their other families. Okay, we got meteorologist Rob Carlmark standing by. Rob, it was chilly this morning.
It was. You know, for a lot of us, we were up earlier because we've got work or school after a long holiday, and it was cold. And the thing to watch for today is the wind. It's not going to be that strong. It's not going to knock over anything, but you know, when it's cold like this and it's that crisp wind out of the north, I like it, but if you're not covered up, it does tend to be a little bit chilly. We're finally at 0 in Truckee this morning. We were at 5-6 degrees below 0, so we are starting to see things come up. Water level's been up in the Sac River for a while, slowly starting to come down. Notice the temperatures get into the 50s, but again, watch for the wind. Now, today's a dry day. The rain and snow is coming back tomorrow. Now, it's not going to be a wall of water, not this huge, massive storm that shuts everything down. The way that it's going to come together, scattered, generally light, although heavy at times. And for the mountains, it's another snowstorm and another low snow event. 4 to 6 inches over those mountain passes, probably enough for chain controls. But watch out for some of the lower spots. I think it could go to 1,000 feet or lower, meaning that along 49, along the foothills, right in that zone. So we're going to be looking at a dry day today. Another storm shows up tomorrow. We should be done by Thursday, and then looking ahead to the weekend, I do see a storm close to Oscar Sunday. So we do see a couple things in the pipeline. Nothing major, but we're keeping the ball rolling through the rest of February.
Something tells me a lot of people will be watching the Oscars from the ski slopes.
Oh, that would be good and fun. Are you doing that? Because I can come with you.
We'll we'll talk. We'll chat a little bit later. Okay, I do have a very important question for you, though, Kirsten, because it's quite the buzz here throughout the building and especially in the studio this morning. A lot of people anticipating. Is it true that the Jonas Brothers are actually getting back together?
Girl, isn't that a dream come true? They might be. The Sun is reporting that the brothers are planning a new music.
What?
Or music they're planning anyway, and a new documentary. The Sun says that they secretly flew to London last week. They can't have any secrets. And they are planning their comeback. You know, the band formed in 2005. That was back in my heyday in college. But then they split in 2013, right before a planned tour was canceled. I'm sure there was lots of drama, but I'm glad they are back together.
Yeah, a lot of people are really excited about that one. So, okay, all right. And clearly, you're included in that.
I am so excited.
Okay, we're going to catch up with Kirsten again in the next half hour, so I'll see you soon.
NSYNC next, maybe?
Hey, who knows? Are they going on a tour? No, it's New Kids on the Block. Okay, wait, coming up, we are geeking out about science and also celebrating geekology with these guys' details. And who will win at the Oscars this year? It's a big question, and we are digging for those answers with Rotten Tomatoes right after the break.
Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Can you project 7, a little bit louder?
8, 9, 10. 1.
Great. 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 I'm here, Melissa. Hope you can hear me.
The following interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.
Well, the world will be tuning in this Sunday to witness the glitz and glamour of Hollywood's biggest bash. Of course, we're talking about the Oscars. So the question, who will take home the coveted statue? Who will create a buzz with their acceptance speech? Well, we're going to get the answers right now. We have Rotten Tomatoes' Jacqueline Coley. She's giving us her early predictions for this year's big contenders. Welcome, Jacqueline.
Thank you for having me, Melissa.
All right, so, I want to know, what do you look forward to this time of year with the Oscars? What are your favorite points of that big night?
Honestly, all of it. It's my Super Bowl. It's what I live for since I was 5 years old. I love watching both the acceptance speeches, the whole pomp and circumstance of it. And I'm actually one of these people that's kind of excited about the no host aspect. I think it's going to let me get what I actually want, which is I just want to see who won. I just want the categories. I don't need the other stuff.
Yeah, you don't need the sugarcoating on top and the tap dancing, right? You just want the info. You want to see what's going to happen. Who are the winners?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about...
Exactly.
I want to talk about the films that all the buzz is around, because we've already seen them perform well already at some of the other award ceremonies. First one, A Star is Born. Give me your take on that.
Yeah, A Star is Born was sort of the front runner coming out of the early festival season at TIFF and the Venice Film Festival, and then it kind of burned out a bit. And now it's looking like the only prize it may take home would be for Best Original Song for Lady Gaga and her songwriters. Yeah, she's still in the mix for Best Actress, but most folks think that's going to go to Glenn Close.
I think you're beautiful. Hey.
What?
I just want to take another look at you.
Okay, so I do want to ask you then now the next one, Black Panther though, because Black Panther itself, I mean, that came out so early in the year, and I think everyone's like, oh, it's too early to even be, to be considered a contender. But it was such a phenomenal film. It seemed to get a really big resurgence, and now it's killing it.
Yeah, our highest grossing film of 2018 with over $1 billion global in the box office.
Wow.
Also the very first comic book movie to be nominated for Best Picture. It is going to have an up-road battle to win that Best Picture, but I do think come Monday morning, the day after the Oscars, we're going to be calling that an Oscar-winning film for one of the below-the-line categories, either costumes or production design.
Okay, and what about the film that kind of took people by surprise on Netflix, Roma? I know that this has been performing pretty well too, hasn't it?
Yeah, Roma is a critical favorite. It has swept most of the critical associations and guilds. Alfonso Cuarón won the DGA for Best Director. And right now, if there was going to be a favorite, although it's just a small one, it would be for Netflix's Roma. But there's a bit of controversy there too, because not everybody is 100% for the idea of a streaming giant winning Best Picture at the Oscars.
Yeah, you know, I was wondering kind of what the temperament was on that, or the temperature of everyone, because of the fact that it is not this big, release in the theaters that we're also accustomed to when we like to celebrate, that it actually came out streaming. So I can kind of see people holding back on that. However, one that really did take, I think, the theaters by storm. Fans, if you weren't a fan of Queen, this made you a fan of Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, this one is, it's such a fan favorite. It is such a crowd pleaser. People love the music of Queen, and they fell in love with Rami Malek's performance as Freddie Mercury. It is kind of an anomaly. On our tomato meter, it is one of the lowest ranked films to ever gain a Best Picture nomination at 62%.
Wow.
But people love it, and people love the movie. I mean, if you do it in comparison, a film like Roma is at 96%, Black Panther's at 97%, and it's just barely fresh at 62%. But don't tell anyone that, because it doesn't matter. Audiences love it, and I think the Academy loves it too. That's why it got nominated.
Yeah, that's so surprising. I had no idea that it was rated so low on Rotten Tomatoes. I loved that film. I don't know anyone who didn't like it in our circle. So very exciting. All great points for us to keep in mind when we watch the Oscars. Jacqueline from Rotten Tomatoes, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Melissa.
All right. And speaking of the Oscars, we want you to check this out. ABC 10, we're going to give you a chance to go watch the movies with 4 tickets to the Esquire IMAX Theater. All you have to do is guess who you think will win big on Oscar night. Now, you might be wondering, where do you go to make these guesses? Well, all you have to do is head on over to abc10.com/Oscars19 and fill out a ballot. And then that is where, my friends, you could possibly win 4 tickets to the Esquire IMAX Theater, who is celebrating their 20th anniversary, by the way. So congratulations to the IMAX. That is 2 decades of entertaining everybody here in the Sacramento area. Okay, who am I with? Well, you know what? We want you to geek out at the World of Wonder Science Museum's Geekology events happening this Saturday with a variety of exciting activities. Enthusiasts of all ages and stripes will find a scratch for that nerdy itch as they geek out at the WOW. Here to fill us in, we have individuals from the WOW. We have Jen Young and Jim Pyers, who is better known as Dr. WOW. And you brought on a couple cosplayers, some people dressed on up. So fill us in, you guys. Tell us about Geekology.
So it's really fun. It's kind of all-encompassing, like some nerd culture. We have robotics, we have virtual reality, we have a really fun costume contest. There's categories for beginners as well as, those really experienced cosplayers. We just have a little bit of everything. There's a board game room where people are just teaching people how to play board games the whole day. An electronics take apart, just tons of fun stuff. We fill the museum with fun things for people to do.
And dressing up is something that we have to do, right?
Oh, of course, you have to. We have a parade, even if you don't want to be in the contest. Everyone's in the parade, and we go around the museum. We had about 50 cosplayers all dressed up last year. It was really fun.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, and clearly everyone of all ages getting in the spirit here. Who do we have?
So, who are you?
I am the mouse from the Tea Party.
Oh, Mouse from the Tea Party, because we have Mad Hatter.
And this is
Oh,
my...
you're the little one that's going to run across the table.
So
Okay,
this
got
is
it.
my niece, and she's, of
Cute.
course, supporting me. This is Tegan. Yeah, and it is for all ages. You have kids, you have young adults, and adults, absolutely.
That's absolutely fantastic. Okay, and Claire, we're all dressing up, we're having fun, we're celebrating, and we're celebrating science. So
Yeah.
let's get to some science.
All right,
What are we gonna do?
we have some fun stuff for you. This is Jim Pyers, or Dr. Wow, and he's going
Hi,
to
Dr.
be
Wow.
showing you. We just brought a couple of little things that we probably will be doing throughout the day.
Okay.
So first, let's do a chemical reaction. We're doing some chemistry
Ooh.
here, some changes. So this is called our stoplight reaction. Dr. Wow, do you want to show them? What happens is we mix a solution, and when it oxidizes, when it gets a bunch of oxygen, it changes color. So now we have a red. We go from yellow to red.
Oh,
So
wow.
that means stop, right? And then if you really
Oh,
shake it, you
wow.
get green. So we call it our stoplight reaction because
That's
we have yellow, red,
fantastic.
and green.
Okay, and that's chemical reaction. What's in there? What are the chemicals?
So, Dr. Wow, what do we have in there?
Sodium hydroxide and dextrose.
And
Sodium
dextrose.
hydroxide
Okay, and then
and
whenever you
dextrose.
give is it the heat? Is it the friction? Is
It's
what's,
the oxygen.
It's the oxygen.
Yep, so when you
okay.
add that extra oxygen, it changes the colors.
All right. Okay. What do we got next? That
Okay,
was cool.
so we're playing with dry ice, right? That's a family favorite. We have, let's see, let's start over here. Yeah, this one's really fun.
And clearly,
so-
she has a glove on, by the way. I
Yes,
just want to point
safety
that out.
first. Safety first. So
Yeah.
this stuff's really cold. It's like negative 109 degrees Fahrenheit. So it can hurt you, if you're not protected. We are protected though. So let's see what happens when we put our dry ice in here. So you see that it's bubbling up, right? And we're even getting a little bit of a color change, which is neat because we put indicator in there, and indicator tells you if it's an acid or a base. So
Oh,
at
cool.
first it was a little basic. Now it's a little bit acidic, but we're gonna try and get it like really acidic, a strong acid.
Okay,
and
yeah,
a
let's
strong
do.
kitchen acid is vinegar. Link, can you put vinegar in there for us? Let's see if it changes color to like a nice pink.
And oh, look at that. That's a lovely hue.
Oh,
Very pretty.
so a little bit stronger of an acid. Pink,
So
red.
is this kind of an example of like pH balance? Is that what you're
It's
playing
actually,
with here?
yeah,
or-
absolutely. The pH tells you if it's an acid or a base. We started at about a pH of 10, which is pretty strong base. And now this pink is probably like 4, which is an acid. So we turned it from a base to an acid.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Okay. And then obviously we're releasing the gas and the dry ice here, so that's also fun to see. What are you making over here, Dr. Wow?
Well, we're making a little dry ice geyser. Get the lid on.
Oh, a little geyser. We're making a geyser.
We have a hole on the top so you can kind of
Oh,
see
cute.
like a little genie, right?
That's fun.
Kind of neat. And we're releasing the gas. It's carbon dioxide gas. We're releasing this gas, and then we're going to show you what happens when you just completely trap it and start building up pressure, and you get some of those fun explosions that we love at the
Oh, we're
museum.
gonna have an explosion?
So we're gonna kind of end with a bang if that's okay. We're gonna
Yeah.
do. Let's see here. So we have a couple of buckets that
Okay.
we're going to be able to add some dry ice to. And Dr. Wow, oh, can you get one? Our mouse do one as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
put a lid on there?
Sure.
Yeah, you go ahead and
So
cap that off.
blow it out, put the lid on,
There we go.
and back
okay.
up a little bit.
All right, we're backing up.
Ooh, and you can see the
Okay.
pressure build. Whoa!
Woo! Oh, this is fun. Oh, the anticipation.
Yep.
Oh, there it goes.
And of course, a round of applause for science, guys.
Yay! Okay, so this is just an example of the fun you can have for all ages at the Wow Science Center for Geekology. When is the event taking place?
This Saturday from 10 to 4 at the museum. Just general admission, so $5 for kids, $7 for adults.
Really?
Super affordable, and we have a lot of extra stuff going on. So
That's
yeah.
fun.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
so
lot
a
of
chance
fun.
to dress up, incredibly affordable. Not only is this fun, but it's also incredibly educational too. Where do people go for more information?
Go to our website, www.wowsciencemuseum.org. And the museum's in downtown Lodi. So
Okay.
not even too far away from here.
Excellent.
Kinda cool.
Thank you so much, you
Oh, you're
guys.
welcome.
Great job. Really,
Yeah, you're
really
welcome.
appreciate it. All right, everyone, stick around because coming up, we know that it takes a village to raise kids. So why not get some help for free? We got details right after the break.
Did you get new color?
Yeah,
Because it's like on point.
thank you.
Yeah.
I had it.
10, 9,
Refresh.
8,
It's not-
7,
yeah, it's just
6,
refresh.
5,
Then I curl.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Need a chance to show what they have. And so I would just like to thank all of you today and thank you again to the Freeman family for this award. Thank you so much.
Okay. Corinne Vela Zapata.
You count to 10.
The following interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.
Well, the days are short and the weather may be cold in many parts of the country, but you know, one way to stay warm is by starting to plan your next vacation, right? So we're going to go ahead and get you somewhere where it's nice and toasty, but also making sure that you have some safe plans along with that as well. So we have with us Corinne Vela Zapata. Corinne, great to have you here, and help our viewers understand why is right now such a great time to start planning their vacation.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate the time. Yeah. We want to make sure that you have all the right resources for planning and getting your trip in order. So USAA is a great opportunity to research and find those right trips for you and your family.
Okay, and then when people are making their plans, why is it important that they're not only focusing on fun, but they're also making sure that their trip is safe?
Sure. We want to be sure that you have your driver's license, your passport in order, that you have your vaccinations all done, you've shared your emergency list and your itinerary with people that are going to be at home, because that's really important. And the USAA app helps you to monitor your financial savings, your accounts, and also can help you put those notifications on your credit card when you're traveling so that you can utilize those credit cards and protect you with that use. And more than anything, you don't want to post pictures while you're on that great vacation, because that kind of sends a signal that maybe you're out of town. So wait till you get home to post pictures.
That's a great point. I know a couple people that went on vacation and did that, and unfortunately became victims of crime while they were gone. So a really good point right there. Do tell us though, give us a couple of other ideas too, how USA can really help people when it comes to planning their travel.
Absolutely. USAA is a great resource to find really good deals, get discounts on cruises and resorts and hotels, and really help you plan your financial budget and save for that trip that you've been wanting for a long time. So, you know, even with the rental cars, we can provide you up to 25% off the rental car, and we have great comparison tool apps for that rental car program. So great place to go shop.
Okay, and we were already kind of talking about some travel tips, but what do you think are some of the things that people really forget about when it comes to planning travel?
Yeah, people forget to update their applications because you really need to make sure that you have the apps up to date so that you can monitor real time your activities. You also want to be sure that you have updated your airline app if you're going to fly, because you want to make sure that everything is looking good and your status is good. Also, you know, be sure that you have everything that you need for traveling, your adapters, your chargers, and also if you're traveling international, you want to download the app that will help you with money conversion, that will help you with language translation, and even the weather app is awesome because that way you can really prepare your clothes and the activities when you arrive, so that you know how many days you're going to be there, and also what that weather might be impacting what you're wanting to do on that particular day.
Okay, and I know you also mentioned earlier too that travel insurance is important. Can you give us a better idea of in what type of situation it's really, really beneficial to have that?
Yes, travel insurance is so important. You know, people think that they have enough coverage through their credit card or their debit card, but actuality, you know, there may not be enough coverage for you and your family, especially if you're making an expensive trip. You want to protect that investment because it is an investment, and you want to be sure that if there's anything that goes wrong, like baggage, luggage, you know, loss or delay, you have a trip cancellation, let's say you're military, and many of our members are, you want to be able to protect that trip should you be called up for service, and that will make you whole. In addition, you know, you have a lot of enthusiastic travelers and they may excursion out and do something a little different. Sometimes there's an accident or medical situation, so that insurance is really going to help you find what you need when you're at that location and to cover those expenses.
Corinne, you've given us so many wonderful tips and some great advice, especially as we're starting to approach into spring break season, and the summer will be here before we know it. So like you mentioned off the top, we need to start making those plans now. Where can our viewers go for more information?
So to get all that great information and really find out about discounts, go to usaa.com/vacations. That site will give you everything you need to know to plan a great trip.
Wonderful. Corinne, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Okay, well, now we got your travel plans all set, right? And what is included in that? Well, likely entertaining the kids. But you know what? We're going to focus now on kids here at home because raising kids, it takes work. And the Maker's Place wants to help with their free family workshops. Here to fill us in, we have Lauren Montgomery from Child Action and Leslie Bosserman from the Maker's Place. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
Good morning.
And we've had the pleasure of visiting a lot recently, helping our viewers understand the wonderful resource that the Maker Place is. But for those who have not had a chance to really be informed yet, tell them, what is the Maker's Place and why is it such a great hub for families that really need training and support?
Absolutely. So the Maker's Place is Sacramento's first and only currently co-working space that has flexible on-site childcare. So we're open 45 hours a week for professional workspace and 30 hours a week for childcare from 11 to 5 p.m. So a lot of working parents, whether they're freelancers, entrepreneurs, remote workers, they're trying to work from home, maybe have a nanny share, maybe just trying to work when kids are napping and it's really not working. So we thought we can do better than that, and to amplify that even more, in the last month we've started offering free family workshops, everything from child development to dealing with trauma to managing behaviors to health and safety, which we're here to talk to you about today. So Lauren's going to teach that this Thursday, which is really great.
Okay, so Lauren, tell us about the workshop that you're teaching and why you found this topic to be so important.
Yes, well, health and safety, so that's the topic of this class. And it's also part of the work that we do at Child Action, which is Sacramento County's local child care resource and referral department. And so this week's will be health and safety. And health and safety, we have to do it for our young ones and for ourselves as well. So we're going to be discussing ways to keep them healthy and safe in their own environments and in other environments, and how we can all support their growth.
Beautiful. Okay, so is this about also keeping kids safe, like you said, in their home environment, trying to reduce, certain injuries at certain ages as they go through milestones? Because as parents, we are familiar that at certain ages, there tends to be more potential for head injuries, and then, where someone not paying attention, a little accident prone, has become a little more confident. Exactly. So addressing those type of issues.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you hope that the families really take away from this, though, in addition to the information?
I really want parents and family members to feel reassured that they know what is best for their children. Yes. And I want them to feel that all of their efforts are worthwhile. Every opportunity is an experience for learning and for growth. I also really want families to take away an awareness of precautions that we can all take for children, such as simply practicing hand washing, which is our number.
I love you. I love you.
It's our number one defense against germs and illnesses.
It is,
so.
and
especially in this season.
I know, it is so easy, and it is something I think is so overlooked, and people don't know how to hand wash.
We'll teach you how to hand wash.
We can
Lauren's
do that.
an expert.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Okay, go to this workshop. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's
as I'm losing my voice today, you will see. We need to wash our hands. Okay, love it. But let's also talk to Lauren about why it's so important that the Maker's Place offers workshops such as this, because this is only just one of the many workshops that the Maker's Place has offered to the community.
Yeah, we're actually offering them throughout June so far, and then we're going to take a short break for summer and offer more in the fall. So we decided to do this for a number of reasons. One, they're great community partners like Child Action and other presenters locally that have great information, and parents have a really hard time finding them, connecting with them. When I first became a parent 4 years ago, I was looking for resources, and they were either really expensive or you had to sign up for a series, and then you had to get a babysitter. So we said, let's make the bar low and the quality high. So we said, let's do them for free. Everyone who's teaching is graciously volunteering. And so we're able to not charge people to come, which is something we love being able to do. The only thing you'll pay for is childcare, which is only $10 a child.
Wow.
So we offer childcare from 3 months up until however old your child is.
And Leslie, where can our viewers go so they can learn more about the workshop and then also how to take advantage of the opportunity with Maker's Place?
Yeah, great. So if you go on our website, it's makersplacesac.com. There's a toolbar at the top that says events, and there's a drop down that says family workshops. Super simple. If you're signing up for childcare, there are 2 steps. You got to RSVP for the workshop, and then you have to sign up for childcare for each child and prepay, and then you're set. You get a confirmation email.
Done and done.
I also wanted to share, we just started for the parents who are like, oh, this is great. I have all the information I need. I just really need a date night, or I need a night out.
Yes.
So we are launching April 3rd, so the first Wednesday of the month, starting in April, from 5 to 8 p.m. we're doing a parents' night out. So a lot of the places around town, they do them already, but you have to be like 4 and potty trained. And we thought, what if you have, like, I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I still need to go eat dinner.
Seriously.
So we're going to start doing that as well. So that's also under the events tab.
Wonderful, ladies. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Everyone, stick around. We have an ABC 10 News update right after the break. That is so cool.
This segment was paid for by USAA.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He likes our duo.
Yeah, he was like, oh, and just put Monica on there too. What did he say? If I put Monica on there or something, I didn't open it because I'm like, I don't want to always have to respond to these people. These are my favorites. I'll take this back. I hid it in my desk.
Sweetheart.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, yes.
Do you guys got me? Oh, you don't because there we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And diving into another ABC 10 News update, Kirsten Holmes joining us. And as we mentioned earlier, the state of the city is happening right now.
Oh, yeah. I just took a live look. It's posted on our ABC 10 Facebook page and on ABC 10 TV. It's at the Pennell Meadowview Community Center that's in Sacramento. Mayor Steinberg said the core of our city is in the people and not where we live. He also gave Jackie Rose a key to the city for her work in the community. And this is a live look at what's going on right now. There's Mayor Steinberg.
At the same time,
let's listen in.
The vast majority of our young people in Sacramento are working hard and are doing the right thing. Yet some younger people of all races act irresponsibly and disrespect themselves and their communities. That's true too. I can sit down with a justifiably traumatized African American mother and a young police officer an hour apart, telling their side of the historic divide, and my head spins. One's experience does not invalidate the other's. Who is right? What is right? Can't we find better ways to listen, to protect, to help each other heal? I do not know what the district attorney and the attorney general will decide over the days, weeks, or months ahead. If they decide not to bring criminal charges based on the existing state law, I know there will be real anger about such a result. And so, what is the state of our city's relationship between our men and women in uniform and the communities, especially the communities of color, that they are sworn to serve? We are fortunate to have a great police chief, Daniel Hahn, sitting in the second row. Who was born and raised here in Sacramento. We are fortunate to have a chief and department that are leaning in and are well ahead of other cities in becoming more transparent and changing policies and protocols. We mandate body cameras. We release video of many incidents immediately. And we mandate that foot pursuit be a last resort, not the preferred police practice. We have.
All right, so we are streaming that live on our website right now, abc10.com. You can see the full address right there.
Okay, and let's go ahead and get an update on our forecast. We have meteorologist Rob Carlmark standing by. Hey, Rob.
All right, this is what we're looking at right now because, let's face it, a lot of us are doing things in the house. We got to get out and do some things before the day is done, and we've got 40s only up to the 50s. It's only going to warm up 10 degrees from where we are right now, so it is going to be a cool and brisk day because we also have the north winds still trying to climb above zero in Truckee. You're going to get there, but your high might be 15, maybe 20 degrees max today. The rain is coming back. This is not a big storm at all. It's very scattered and very light in general, so a lot of us won't get much at all, but the snow is definitely coming back and to lower elevation. So we're going to end with this because I do see some changes going into the weekend. Again, not a huge storm, but between Sunday and Monday, I do see rain and snow coming back. And, you know, it's a problem. Folks, this is what's going on in the mountains. If you're going to go up to the mountains this upcoming weekend, just know this is the environment. It's not go wherever you want. It's go only where it's plowed. But a lot of people are enjoying some very deep conditions. This is in Yosemite National Park. There's a ski area there. It used to be called Badger Pass. They're reporting the highest base, the most amount of snow for this time of year ever recorded.
Wow. I was wondering that. I'm so glad you gave me an update on that, Rob, because I was curious. I'm like, how are the ski resorts faring? I know if it gets too, too abundant, then it becomes, a little dangerous. But clearly people are really loving the POW.
They had issues with power outages, wind holds, avalanche control. All of that's done for now. Some of the best conditions in years and years and years. And they've hit their yearly average for snow now. The rest of this is just gravy.
Wow, awesome. Okay, all right, some good news there. Thank you so much, Rob. Greatly appreciate all your info
more
there.
good news.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
You got more good news.
I did have some more good news, and it's for you because are you going to be taking a trip with the girls anytime soon?
Girl, I might if these girls.
With these girls? Okay, so yeah, you've got to check this out because I know that there's a lot of celebrity cruises. One of my friends just went and did the Oprah cruise. But apparently you can go cruise with the Golden Girls.
Yes, that's right. The Golden Girls are ready to set sail. Get ready for fans of the show to be out on the 5-night Golden Girls Sea Cruise. This is fun, right? While on board, you can enjoy karaoke night, trivia about the sitcom, crafting, and there's no way to do it without a bar crawl.
I was like, there's a bar crawl with the Golden Girls?
Yes.
What does that
the
look
ship like?
leaves
from Miami and stops in Key West, Cozumel, and Mexico. Worth it.
No, that's going to be some serious social pics and
everybody
events.
will be. You'll see
bar
everyone
crawling with the Golden Girls.
Thank you.
Okay, Kirsten, thank you so much, my friend.
You're welcome.
Always love sitting down and chatting with you. Okay, everyone, stick around. A lot more to come right here on Sac and Co right after the break. Seriously, bar crawling with the Golden
Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check. 1, 2, 3.
Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check. Oh, it's not pointing the right way.
One more time.
Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The following interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.
Well, the weather is just darn right chilly in the morning, right? And we want to make sure that your home heating and air system is operating properly and keeping you comfortable inside your home. So we have Big Mountain Heating and Air's Baron Larson and Joseph Barrientos joining us this morning to make sure that your system's operating properly. And if it's not, though, Baron, what could be the cause?
Dirt. We talk about it a lot.
Yep.
You know what I didn't think about is, this condition that I'm going to show you here for you folks watching, I ran into this with my son's house when they bought their first house back in Utah. Our granddaughter was just born, and they had bought this house, and their furnace kept shutting down on them. And so what we found is the conditions I'm going to share with you here. We move more dirt in this furnace, which everybody has in their house, than you do in a household vacuum cleaner on an annual basis. And it gets through the typical kind of a filter here. You know, I've got cinnamon here. You can see it comes through. And when it gets through the system, it can get, it's pulled into this, and that's your blower motor. Goes up through here. There's your heat exchanger, and I'll show you what happens if that gets overheated. Then it gets into this coil. And here's what I found in my son's house. This, okay, it looks like like your dryer vent or dryer filter.
That's a little worse.
Well, yeah, the dryer stuff is clean. This stuff is, a gift those folks that lived in the house before you bought it left you.
Oh, how nice.
And it stops the air from being able to move freely through the system. Overheats, can cause your heat exchanger to crack like this, despite the tremendously unhealthy conditions that it was creating for my newly born granddaughter. Yeah, and that's exactly what happens. And more furnaces are changed out than people understand just because of this condition, besides other breakdowns. But you got a little video that shows the special that we offer when we come on Sac & Co.
Okay, let's go ahead and watch.
Thank you.
Over 500 people die from carbon monoxide poisoning in the United States every year. We take the proper service of your furnace very seriously. Big Mountain's 2-for-1 furnace and AC rejuvenation is different. It'll keep you safe and save you more money on your gas and electric bills than the service costs annually. Guaranteed, or the service will be free. Big Mountain will prove to you the difference between a typical do-nothing so-called furnace-only tune-up and our true two-part furnace and AC rejuvenation. Total cost for the first 10 callers during the show today will pay only $78. $78 total annual cost.
But Varen, why just 10 callers?
Because it's not a sales gimmick, Jim. It's two comprehensive services. It requires a true technician, not a salesman in disguise. Give us a call, be one of the first 10 callers, and we'll get you on the schedule right now.
Okay, so now we're joined by Joseph Barrientos. You go into these homes, you service them, and you know firsthand how all that dirt can actually impact the home too.
Exactly. I mean, if your allergies are anything like mine, you're probably suffering right now, and having exposure to dust doesn't help. When your system is exposed to dust, it's floating around and in and out of your home, and that dust can carry dust mites, mold, pollens, allergens, everything that can aggravate the indoor air quality in the home. And when those conditions exist, the system is not going to work the way it's designed to work. Things are going to overheat, causing premature failures. And so part of the rejuvenation service that we offer is not only to come out and inspect the system, but do deep cleanings of components inside the system, like the outdoor coil, that'll increase the efficiency and help the system work a lot safer and the way it's designed to work.
And that's not something that you do just once, right? You come out twice
Absolutely
a year.
right. We're going to not only service the furnace this time, we're also going to take a look at the AC and rejuvenate the air conditioner.
Okay, and this is all a part of the special offer. So, Varen, why don't you come back and join us here real quick?
Sure.
And tell our viewers, why do you only offer this special offer, though, to 10 people?
Well, it's very comprehensive. The technicians spend a lot of time in the home. It's not a do-nothing sales gimmick. And it costs us more than the service really costs us to be able to perform it for you. But we do that to gain you as a customer for life. We've built our customer base over the years in doing this. And, you know, like I was showing you over there at the furnace, if you have a breakdown right now, the likelihood of that to indoor coil being impacted can be, is it pretty common?
That's right. Very common.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give us a call. We do the two-part rejuvenation and guarantee your furnace against breakdown. All year long, the service is free.
Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank
Greatly
you,
appreciate
Melissa.
it. Okay, everyone, stick around. More to come right here on Sack & Co right after the break.
This segment was paid for by Big Mountain Heating and Air.
Am I on?
Could you count to 10?
Yeah.
And
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
you can count to 10 on your way over there.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And then
Could you count to 10 for us real quick?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's on. Should I unplug and replug? Count to 10 again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
The following interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.
Okay, so if you're planning a wedding, you absolutely have to focus on a wedding cake, right? It's not only delicious, but it's also a wonderful expression of a couple. And Above and Beyond Cakes are known for their beautiful creations just in time for the big day. And here to fill us in on how to order and when and all the things to think about, we have Danielle and Megan Jimenez. Great to have you both here.
Thank you for having
I just want to say, ABC 10, we greatly appreciate your donation every year to our Teacher of the Year program in May, so thank you. You do incredible work. But it's wedding season, so share with our viewers some of the amazing cakes you brought here today.
Yeah, most definitely. So starting from this side to this side, we have a square cake. Typically with the square design, we try to do something a little more geometric and linear. And that's why we have the fine detail you see there in the fondant work. That's all X-Acto knife and tweezer made and rulers. It's really, really tedious work. It's
very precise,
yeah.
yes.
And then off to the side here, we have the second cake, which is a rose gold sparkle, which has actually been really, really popular this year in terms of color. Not overdone, not too gaudy, you know, for a good description, but really simple, really elegant, and still flowing.
Yeah, and I'm noticing too that the beautiful like ribbon ripples along the bottom here, just absolutely elegant, very, very delicate as well. And I know that that is all by hand.
Yes,
and
yes,
some more
it is.
wonderful,
My wife's
tedious
amazing.
attention. Yes,
Yeah,
love our
she's an amazing
textures.
decorator.
Yes. Okay, and then over here?
Over here, off to the side, we have something that's been really popular this year. A lot of brides are going with a vintage type feel, a little more of a Great Gatsby theme in terms of the lace decor and like some chiffon ruffle, that kind of thing. So we've been really inspired with our wedding cakes to incorporate that kind of detail. So you'll see over here off to the side, we have the painted lace buttercream, and that's something that Megan's going to help demonstrate with you today. And then off to the side here is a good example of what the direction cakes have gone. So the norm just doesn't exist anymore. And so we're getting really bold with the color, really bold with the detail. We want it to be striking and still add some simple details to it. So
Elegant but bold, right?
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
love
without
it.
a doubt.
Absolutely
Yeah.
love it. Okay. And your artwork is impeccable on these cakes. I mean, you make so many things. You have to follow them on Instagram, by the way, Above and Beyond Cakes, because the stuff that you put on there, it just blows your mind. Okay, but you're talking, though, about the very popular, though, lace patterns on the cake. So go ahead and show us, you know, if we'd like to try to attempt, what do we do?
So this is a number 3 tip nozzle and some ivory buttercream. And for this first layer of my flower, I'm just doing some squiggly petal looks, and it doesn't look like a flower yet. But once that's done, I'll show you the first view. You just brush a little bit into that fresh buttercream, and it creates a little bit of this brushed embroidery technique.
You know what? I feel like this is going to be a little bit of an episode of Nailed It. Have you seen that on Netflix? Where people try to do the amazing job, and then they hop in, and it's just really sad.
It's a good
show. I'm going to try. So I'm trying my best to do a little brushing. Doing my best, Megan. While I'm doing this, Daniel, tell people about your wedding cake packages, because you have some incredible packages, and I know that the clock is ticking to get those orders in for the wedding season.
Most definitely. So all of our consultations are free. You come in, you'll sit down with me. We'll go over tasting, of course. There's 4 cake options and 4 filling flavor options. And if we have anything extra that we think will go well with something to pair with it, we'll just go ahead and get that out for you as well. Also, every single bride and groom gets a free freshly made 1-year anniversary tier.
Oh, that's nice.
So the whole tradition of saving and freezing and going through that process just doesn't exist anymore.
Good, because you also don't want to freeze a burnt piece of cake to celebrate your 1-year anniversary.
No, you don't.
That was me.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross. You guys, thank you so much. Where can people go to follow you and get more information?
Just go to our website. It's really simple, www.aboveandbeyondcakes.com. They can email me directly at daniel@aboveandbeyondcakes.com. Email really is best. We'll send them a menu, a frequently asked questions list, and we'll get them scheduled for their free consultation.
And you'll guide them down that path of making sure they get the perfect cake. You guys, thank you so much. Megan, how'd I do? Did I do okay?
You did great.
Okay, let's try my best. Okay, thank you so much, you guys. All right, so you probably remember this. We had the pleasure of having Miss Idaho's Nina Forest on Sack & Co. last year, and this was right before she competed in Miss America, and boy, did she do a fantastic job. We want you to check out this clip of her placing in the top 15 at Miss America.
Your hard work has paid off. Nina Forest, Idaho.
I'm the very first Asian American Miss Idaho, and I love being able to represent something so close to my heart, which is diversity. And I would love to be the very first Chinese American Miss America.
So that's Nina, everybody. And oh my gosh, she did even better than that. She placed in the top 10 at Miss America, and we are so proud of you, Nina. She made history. She made history in a number of ways, being the first, Chinese American Miss Idaho, right? And then also making the top 10 for the first time since the 70s. I believe Karen Hurd was the first one to actually represent and go that far. So congratulations for everything you've done. And I know it's only the beginning, but I do have to point out, okay, so do you notice how tall I am all of a sudden, right? This is so not real. In order for me to stand next to Nina, I'm actually on the sad crate because you are such a tall glass of water, darling.
Yes.
Yes. How tall are you, Nina?
6 feet tall. I was the tallest contestant at Miss America.
Are you serious?
By a few inches.
By a few inches, right?
Yep.
Because you had to wear your heels to strut your stuff, right?
Oh yeah, in that segment I was wearing 5-inch heels.
Oh my gosh. So you were 6'5".
It was a struggle. Poor Carrie Ann and Napa.
Right, I know. Constantly like having to look up at you. Okay, but we have to know though, what was it like though when you were on the Miss America stage and you heard your name called not once for top 15, but also twice for top 10?
It was a dream. I mean, I think my reactions can say that I was quite surprised to have been called, but just having my family in the audience, the Miss Idaho board in the audience cheering me on, all my friends and family in Idaho and in California, it really, it meant the world to me, and it's something I'll probably never forget.
Oh, absolutely, you will not forget it at all. And this is only the beginning for you too, my darling. You've not only refined yourself for this experience, but you're learning so much from this experience yourself. I know you're going to exceed expectations in so many aspects of your life for years to come. But since this time, though, on the Miss America stage, what have you done so far?
A lot of the work, coming back to Idaho has been focusing on my personal social impact initiative, which is called Leave Childhood Hunger Behind. And, we just had the holiday season, and it's such an important time for our citizens who are food insecure. So I'm incredibly excited to get back to Idaho and continue to promote my platform.
And you're here in Northern California because you have Northern California roots. You are a student at UC Davis.
Yep, I just completed my junior year in the spring, and I'm so excited to come back and finish my senior year in the fall of 2019.
And what are you studying?
International Relations, and then minoring in Chinese.
Fantastic. So once again, like I said, she's going to go very, very, very far. Already has, but it's only the beginning. Nina, we want people to follow you, though, so they can keep up with your amazing story and your journey. Where do they find you?
Facebook is Miss Idaho Nina Forest, and then Instagram and Snapchat is Miss America ID.
Miss America ID. Make sure you find her. It is the amazing Nina Forest. Thank you so much, my friend. So good to see you.
Good to be back.
Everyone, thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 9 as we bring value home right here on Sack & Co. Bye-bye. Yay! I'm going to get down.